What's good with all my people, man? I'm in here doing some meal prepping tonight, man. Something simple. I got some ground turkey, broccoli, and I got some cilantro rice, man. Just something quick, man. Keeping it simple. But I wanted to hop on here and talk about being realistic with your fitness goals. You know, especially if you new to working out and shit. I know a lot of y'all, if you just starting out, you probably like a sponge. You soaking up every bit of knowledge you can. You reading everything you can. You know, you on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, looking at some of these people. You in the muscle and fitness magazines and shit. Looking at these people, looking at how they look, you know, thinking you're going to attain their results. You know, you got to be realistic with this shit, right? You know, let's keep it all the way 100. You know, a lot of these people that you see online and in these magazines, they're using steroids, you know, they're enhanced. You know, you could, even somebody like me that's been working out 20 years, former college athlete, you know, I'm a lifetime natural. All I take, protein, creatine, pre-workout powder, you know, vitamins, that's it. Even somebody like me that works out 20 years, 5 to 7 days a week, I will never attain some of the results that you see these people that you see in the magazines or on Instagram, you know, your favorite fitness YouTuber, man. A lot of them people, man, they don't tell you. Some of them do. A lot of them are starting to come out more, you know, they're starting to be more open about it. But a lot of them, the results they attain, you know, the crazy V-shape torso, you know, they got the veins and shit all in their arms. Shit like that. You can work out all your life and never attain no results. So my message in this video is you got to be realistic with your fitness goals, you know. If you just starting out, you know, it's not realistic to go in the gym and to think that you're going to go from benching 225 to 2 months later, now you benching 325. It's not realistic. You know, the better way to go about it as far as your fitness goes is to break the shit down into small increments. And, you know, you got to go with the little wins and shit, you know. Instead of thinking you're going to go in the gym, right, and bench 350, add on 100 pounds to your bench in a month, break it down. You know, let's say this month right here, you add 5 or 10 pounds onto your 1 rep max. Cool. You keep building on it. Keep progressing. 3-4 months later, you done added on another 10, 15 pounds. Little by little, man. This fitness thing, when you're on your fitness journey, it's a marathon, not a sprint, man. You got to go with your own pace. You know, you got to win for you. You know, when you start to compare yourself to other people, you know, a lot of times in these magazines, they got like the workout, like it's like a cookie cutter workout, man. That shit, it works in the beginning, but after a while, you know, a few years into it, you've been working out, that shit ain't gonna cut it no more. You got to start mixing shit up. You got to start doing shit like supersets, drop sets, high volume training. You got to do shit that's gonna shock your body. You know, the people that you see in these magazines, you know, that's on something. They can go in the gym and just do 3 sets of 10, they're going to grow because they got enhancements, drugs. If you want to stay natural, you know, just do it for the love of the shit. You got to do different shit, man. I've done all kinds of different workouts over the years, man. I've done HIIT workouts. You know, I used to play football, so I used to do like football workouts, sprints, resistance sprints, plyometrics. I did 10 sets of 10 before on exercises, German volume training, 5 sets of 5, high volume, super high volume training where you lighten the weight and you go high reps, like 10 sets of 15 or 20 or some shit. I've done it all, you know. Power lifting, you do like 10, 6 reps fold and 1 rep. All of it has its place, you know. All the shit works. You know, the only thing I know for a fact is nothing works if you don't work. So as long as you in there being consistent, you showing up, you know, you working out, your diet is on point, you know, those are the main things. You know, it all depends on your goals. You got to identify your specific goals too. Everybody's goals is different. You know, whereas somebody might be new to working out, they just want to tone up. Somebody else on the other end of the spectrum, they might have been working out 5 or 10 years. They've been bulking up. Now they're trying to cut, you know. And your goals, they don't have to be set in stone, you know. Don't think that just because you identify a goal that the shit got to be set in stone, you know. Like even with me, like my goals from time to time, they change up, you know. Whereas all of 2023, I was kind of just, you know, working out, enjoying it, you know, lifting all the weight, you know, got my bench press up to 450. I got my squat up. I think I got up to 550. A few months ago, I got back up to 600 on the deadlift. Now, you know, I kind of was like lax on my diets. Now I'm trying to tighten things up in 2024. I'm cutting back down. You know, I haven't done a good cut in probably like 5 years, you know. I think like 5 years ago, I got down to like 205, you know. So I'm a few weeks into cutting, you know. So I'm down like 10 pounds. I'm like 231. I said my goal, I think I want to try to get down to like 215, maybe 220. Nothing crazy, you know. It's not like I compete. I do this shit for the love of it, you know. You got to find what makes you happy with this shit. What's your why? What's your reason, you know? Me, I've been doing this shit so long. I've been working out, like I said, 21 years. So it's like second nature to me. It's like a lifestyle. You know, if I don't go to the gym, something wrong. You feel me? It's like something wrong. My day fucked up. I start my day off, like my days off. First thing, I wake up in the morning early. I don't even set my alarm. I wake up naturally early. I don't eat breakfast. I take me some pre-workout powder, you know, or eat some fruit, you know, give me some juice or some water, and I start working out. Whether it's in the living room or if I go to the gym, I work out first thing in the morning religiously. Even when like I'm on vacation, you know, the people that rock with me, fuck with me. Y'all seen it, man. Back in December, my birthday, I was in Jamaica. I worked out every day at the resort. I'll be waking up hungover, drunk as hell, you know, from celebrating. Still go wake up, damn, 8 in the morning, still go work out, have breakfast. It's a lifestyle, you know. You just got to find your goals, though, man. Whatever your goals is. You trying to cut, you know, get leaner. Then obviously, majority of the battle is the diet. You got to have your diet in point. You know, the lifting weights, the cardio, I ain't going to say it's easier, but that's the easier part. The biggest obstacle for most people is the diet. Majority of this shit is all diet, you know. You trying to cut, then you know you got to cut certain shit out. You got to eat cleaner. You trying to bulk up, you know, you can do the opposite, eat more. You know, when I bulk up, shit, it's like, it's easy for me to bulk up, you know, because I'm like a natural foodie anyways. I'm the type, I go to Olive Garden, get a 5-course meal. I have the breadsticks, the salad, the soup, might have a drink, get the pasta. Then you know I'm gonna get the cheesecake at the end. You gotta get the cheesecake. You feel me? But so it's easy for me to bulk up. You know, the cutting part is more challenging, but I feel like, you know, it's more challenging because it requires more discipline. You gotta cut certain shit out. You know, I know for me, instance, I like to go to Subway, get me 5, 10 Subway cookies. So when I'm trying to cut, I cut down. I instead of getting a 10 pack on the Subway cookies, I get 1 or 2 cookies, you know. You just gotta taper off shit little by little, man. And it all depends on how far you're trying to go with this shit. If you competing, shit like that, then obviously you're gonna be more dialed in. You might have a coach, you know, that's actually tailoring your program. But if you just like the regular Joe that just like to go to the gym and want to look good year round, these are some of the things too I noticed that helped me, man. The diet, of course, like I mentioned, you know, lifting weights, of course, you're going to go in there and lift weights. I do like a traditional split, chest, legs, back, arm, shit like that, shoulders, shit like that. And then I try to do some cardio at the end, like 30-minute incline power walk on the cardio. When I'm trying to cut, I usually up my cardio. I do like 45 minutes to an hour. Here lately, I've been doing like an hour cardio after the weights. Even if I got to cut the weightlifting part short, I might just do 30 to 45 minutes lifting weights. Whatever I did that day, you know, and I try to keep the weights heavy as possible, you know, because as you start to get leaner, you start to lose a little strength, you know, if you're a natural, you know, a natty, as I like to call it and shit. So I try to keep my weights as high as possible on the sets and shit, man, so you don't lose too much strength, you know. And like I said, I do the cardio. As I start to get leaner, I start tapering my cardio back a little bit. You know, instead of doing an hour, I might start doing 40 minutes. As I get leaner, then I start doing 30 minutes, you know. And you just got to keep the diet intact. That's the key to this shit, man, the diet. Man, I learned that shit over the years, man. You know, the hardest part, the biggest obstacle to all this shit is the diet. What you eating, man. How many calories you taking in, all that shit, man, you know. And when I did all my cuts, I didn't even do it like, you know, like a real cut, like somebody that might compete. I just started eating cleaner, you know, shit like the ground turkey or baked fish or baked chicken, you know, 2 pieces of chicken or 2 pieces of fish. You know, I got the meal prep containers. You can kind of portion this shit out. Let me see if I got any of these containers. You know, I got the meal prep. You can kind of portion that shit out. You know, don't go OD with it. You know, you put maybe like a fish size of the vegetables or the rice or whatever you gonna have for your side. And just keep it simple, man. You know, I learned over the years as I've been working out longer and longer to try to keep this shit as simple as possible, man. The simpler, the better, man. Like when I do my meal preps, I usually meal prep the same shit like every week. It's like either ground turkey, fish, baked chicken, and I do this one. I take the andouille sausage with shrimp and I dice up some green and red peppers and onions and mushrooms, saute that all together, and just have like some rice on the side. I get these. I keep it as simple as possible. I don't do nothing fancy when it comes to the diet. I try to say the fancy shit like from when I go out to eat. I let the restaurant do the fancy shit. Like when people got on the fancy meal preps on Pinterest, I'd rather do that when I'm going out to eat, man. I don't be having time. I'll be on the move. I'll be on the grind and shit, working a lot of hours and shit at work, trying to hit the gym, trying to catch up on my sleep when I can. So I'll be trying to, boom, get that shit done, bust out 2-3 meal packs, you know, for a few days. You know, I can eat on that and shit. When I'm at work, when I eat in the cafeteria at work and shit, I try to get healthy choices there and shit, man. So it's all, at the end of the day, the shit all falls on you, man. You know, nothing works unless you work. Like I said, you just got to identify your goals, you know, and you got to be realistic at the end of the day. You know, break the shit down into little goals, man. Win the day, the little battles. The little battles start to turn into big battles and shit, man. You know, instead of trying to increase your bench from 215 to 315 in a month, try to increase that shit like in 5-pound increments over the months. You know, even if you don't get to 315 by the end of the year, you down there be at almost at 300. But if you do that shit like over a 12-month period, you know, so you just got to break this shit down. Be realistic, man. You know, the people you see online and shit, a lot of them, you just know that they on drugs and shit. They on steroids. So you just got to be realistic, man. And you got to know that you might not never attain their results and shit, man. You know, even me, you know, I used to be like that back in the day. I used to see them, you know, I'm like, okay, I'm going to do that workout, you know, rep for rep, set for set. And I'm going to look just like that. My shoulders going to fucking be like motherfucking bowling balls, V shape with all the veins and shit. You know, as I get leaner and shit, I start to see way more definition and shit. You know, a little more veins come out, but it's not as pronounced as some of these people that you see online. And I'm okay with that, you know, because I do this shit for the love of it. You know, I do this shit to look good, to feel good, shit like that. I'm sure they do too, you know, but I just look at what's going on around and shit. I see a lot of these bodybuilders that compete professionally, a lot of them dying young. Let's just keep it 100. A lot of them, you know, they having heart attacks, shit like that. And motherfucking, they can say what they want. I see a lot of people in the comments saying, oh, it's from the COVID vaccine, shit like that, man. Let's just keep it a buck. That shit from steroids, man. It just is what it is, man. I ain't got nothing against it. If that's what they want to do, cool, man. Everybody got to live their life for them. But let's just keep it a bean. You see these bodybuilders dying in their 30s and 40s, you know, this motherfucking steroids. It just is what it is, man. You know, my mentality is this. I'm like, shit. I know crackheads that smoke crack every day, eat McDonald's, garbage diet, don't shit. They might be sleeping under a bridge. They live longer than that. So what kind of example was that? You know, I work out to try to live longer, extend my life. You know, be around when I'm in my 60s, 70s, you know, if I got grandkids, still able to go to the park, you know, run around with them and shit, do pull-ups, shit like that. That's what I do this shit for, man. So you just got to figure out what you trying to do this shit for, man, and run with it. You feel me? But y'all like this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel, at The Ghetto Bodybuilder. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram, at The Ghetto Bodybuilder. I got merchandise for sale. Shop with me, www.theghettobodybuilder.com. All kind of t-shirts, hoodies and shit, man, with different little motivational captions on it, shit like that. But yeah, like I said though, just be realistic with your fitness goals, man. And what's worked for me over the years is breaking it down into little increments, you know. If I'm trying to increase my bench press, instead of aiming for big jumps, just little by little. If I'm trying to get bigger arms, I start hitting arms more, you know. Hit them with more volume, hitting like 2. Instead of doing 1 arm workout a week, I might do 2 or 3 arm workouts a week. If I'm trying to get my legs up, just start hitting them more, shit like that. If I'm trying to get leaner, I clean my diet up, start doing more cardio, shit like that, man. Just the little shit, man, that add up, man. And y'all gonna be all right, man. Y'all know how we coming. Let's get motivated.